Okay, let's see if this one comes up a treat. I've seen this particular person's work on heaps of streetlight poles and around the place. I've used them in some of my demos in the past. I wonder how big we're going to make this. This one's an interesting one. I just see heaps of these around the place. I just wonder how successful this person is going to be, even if he persists with what he does. So let's see if we can make it look any good. Actually, I think we're going to keep it in the middle. I often wonder about this person, wonder about, what it's all about, what his campaign is. It's an interesting thing what he does. It's not my cup of tea, of course, but hey, it's just a curiosity in my local area. Let's see what it is. Okay, it is Marjamic by Mark Lovick. I've seen this Mark Lovick stuff. It's like photo paper with a double-sided tape on the back, and this is the main logo. This looks like a stylized person doing yoga. So we'll see if we can make this look interesting. But yeah, it's a curious thing that's going on, and I just find all this Mark Lovick stuff on streetlight poles and shit like that. I don't know what he means by Marjamic. Now this photocopier is doing something funny. There it goes. It says it's printing. It's taking a bit of time. It's like it's a bit confused. Now it's working. Silly doof machine that is. Let's see if we've made this Marjamic thing look any interesting. We're going to do something different to this. We're not going to just make it as an enlargement. That's a bit boring. We're going to make this into an interesting movement piece. So I think we can get rid of that now, and we're going to just use this as a movement piece. Anyway, it's an interesting, we just want to make this look a bit more interesting, if you know what I mean. So we're going to do something interesting with it. We're going to move it around. Oops, we don't need it at 300. We're going to drop it down to 100. And let's see if we can make this really interesting piece look even more interesting. Yeah, Mark Lovick, Marjamic. I don't know what Marjamic is supposed to mean. But obviously it's his sales pitch for his work. Wondering if we could do it better than that. Maybe we could enlarge it a bit, or significantly. But it's a curious little thing that this person's doing. It's like his kind of campaign. It's his campaign trying to obviously make some money, I think. I think he wants to make a bit of money doing what he likes and what he's good at. So let's see how we go. I think he just wants to make money out of what he's good at. Something, he obviously doesn't like the old 9-to-5 sort of shit that we have today. That looks interesting. He probably hates the 9-to-5 grind that we have in this world, where people have to have a boss, and the boss is often an asshole and shit like that. Wonder if we're going to just enlarge a section of this, make this into something different. So yeah, we basically, the world has got to, people with talent have got to somehow get recognised for their talent and not have to work for a typical boss, doing a typical job, because it's not for everyone to work 9-to-5 and to be bullied by the boss and told off that you're not good enough, you're not working hard enough, that sort of shit. It's really just not the way it should be. And it'd be nice if everyone had an idea, could actually make their ideas actually produce, rather than having to subscribe to the grind of 9-to-5, for example. So we're just going to enlarge this section here. So we don't want to have to just be totally tied to the desk. And this guy obviously doesn't want to be tied to the desk. He wants to be free. He wants time to make his job the way that he wants to do it. That he wants to basically, how should I put it? Be his own boss. Like any person that typically goes into their own business. They want to be their own boss and answer to only themselves. They don't want to answer to an asshole in a suit, because there's a lot of assholes in suits that are making people very, very, very unhappy and often very, very sick. And that's the bullying, all because of the love of money and worrying about not making enough money because the person that they're bullying isn't doing what they want them to do. It's not fucking fair, you know what I mean, folks? We're going to make this into something interesting. I think this is not going to be a mirror image. We're going to enlarge it a bit vertically. But this guy's obviously sick of the 9 to 5. You know, he just wants freedom. He just wants to have his own life outside of being tethered to the work desk with a boss that's just breathing down his neck. So people deserve freedom, you know. Everyone deserves to be fucking free instead of being fucking in bondage just so they can make a fucking dollar. You know, and there's not enough work going around. There's a lot of unemployment and underemployment caused a lot by automations and new technologies. They're sort of taking away the human element of working. So like supermarkets like Woolworths and Coles, you know, putting on more of those self-checkout bullshit equipments to replace checkout operators who really are unsung heroes. And I just found out today in Chatswood Woolworths that more self-checkouts have just been added, and there's going to be more. And I spoke to one guy and he didn't sound terribly happy, but you know, but basically I try my best to minimise this problem by using the checkouts that have the operators, not the self-checkouts. I refuse to use those self-checkout equipments. I love technology, folks, but I don't love technology that takes jobs unnecessarily. I can understand automation if it's replacing dangerous tasks with machines, like really dangerous tasks, like things that like handling of chemicals, you know, like really dangerous and deadly chemicals. That's a good place to put a robot. But putting a robot in place of a person in a shop, to me, is not acceptable, folks. So these people are losing their jobs and facing an uncertain future. And there's not enough work to go round. So it's not looking too good, folks. But this guy's obviously trying his best to make something of himself. And yeah, I don't know how he's going. He doesn't seem to be doing all that well, but I don't know. Anyway, enough about that. We'll just show the nice looking images that we've made out of his logo. Anyway, that looks quite nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.